Alrighty, really cool Advisor Claw use case to show you guys today. I've been working with advisors for 15 years and I've never seen anything like this. So advisor buddy of mine on the East Coast, essentially what he would do was create an assisted living presentation for his clients that are either going into assisted living or maybe they have parents going into assisted living. There's a lot to factor in here, where you're going to live, what sort of needs that you have, your costs, all that good stuff there. And he would do all that, or employees of his would do all that homework over the course of a couple of weeks and put out a presentation that looks like this. But notice, this is pretty bare bones. It's just pulling stuff off of websites, slapping it all together, no branding, no logos, no nothing, no real analysis outside of, hey, we like this one best. So from there, he just sent this to me, no context or anything. What can Advisor Claw do with it? Long story short, we put them together, not just a templated version of these, but instead we're actually going out, we're pulling cost of care data, we're building a comparison matrix on different categories that the client could actually overweight or underweight depending on their preferences. We're pulling in real pictures from the websites. And the best thing about this is all he has to do is enter some client needs in terms of care that they need, and then also where they want to be. And this will build that out within minutes instead of it taking his employees a couple of weeks. So let me show you how we put this all together. All right, so the first thing that we did was make it look like it came from his firm, not a generic print shop. So branding was number one. What I did was I put the advisor's website into Advisor Claw and told it to make this presentation more professional and on brand with his website. That spit us out something like this that had his logo, had his colors, and had more of a templated type of feel. So we have branding covered, but this is where it gets really interesting. The original presentation was basically opinion. We like this facility for these things that we pulled off of their website. I wanted to make it more objective, more systematic in terms of an actual rating system. So I told Advisor Claw, we need a rating system, do some research and put one together for me. It came back with this scoring methodology here. Actually, the first thing it said was good instinct. A rating system makes the deck way more decision useful. I picked these up by combining what CMS uses for nursing homes, what US News uses for senior living rankings, and what A Place for Mom highlights, and what families actually fixate on in tours. And this is the methodology that came up with. Originally, quality of care was scored a bit lower, but I told Advisor Claw that this gets the highest weight because this is what matters most. Proximity matters too. Families need to visit. Cost value, just not raw cost, and continuum of care. Can mom age in place, or will she have to move again when she needs a change? It reorchestrated the weighting system here, added a couple new categories, and this is what we ended up with. Now, when we go through the presentation, we can see the comparison matrix and also a summary page showing the different facilities, where they rate in terms of each category, and then also their composite rating score, helping that user make a better decision. All right, so at this point, we've essentially rebuilt that presentation for assisted living facilities in New York. But the real power of Advisor Claw is being able to generate these on the fly. So this is where we start to turn Advisor Claw into a report generator, not just a report creator. So I told Advisor Claw, New York looks great. Give me the same thing, but for San Diego. I want the same template, the same scoring matrix, obviously different facilities with different data. And that's when we found out the power behind this thing, because it pretty much immediately spun out this version here for the sample family living now in San Diego. So as you can see here, real pictures from San Diego facilities. We actually went in and did the median cost of care, not only for the United States, but for California this time, since we're talking about San Diego. Here are the different San Diego options to consider: scoring matrix, real facilities, real photos pulled in, real data coming in from their websites here. So the beauty here is that we've spun in another city, and now it actually works for generating these reports instead of just building them out. I asked Advisor Claw, are you wired up now that I can give you a city and you can create these on the fly as I need them? And Advisor Claw was honest. If you want these in 30 seconds, I need to API into all these different databases. Otherwise, these are going to take me about 5 minutes. And I told it, that's totally fine. 5 minutes is great. Let's go quality over speed here. And that's exactly what the system did. All right, so at this point, we've got a analysis generator. Plug in the city and it will build you out the new assisted living presentation. So wanted to make it a bit easier for my client buddy here. And you can see, I asked Advisor Claw here, give me a one-page form for clients to fill out, address they want to be close to, services needed, rank all the scoring categories so that we can adjust the scoring system for the client's needs, and then add anything else that you think it would help. And Advisor Claw spit this out, which they call their senior living intake form. Put some family information in there. Who's the one that actually needs the care? What are their care needs? Any lifestyle preferences, social, kosher, what have you, budget and financial planning, and then of course, ranking what matters most. Rank those 1 to 10 or 1 to 9, those different categories that we had. And now we'll apply a custom scoring matrix for your analysis here. Any facilities that are already on your radar, anything else we should know. Now the advisor can simply have the client fill this out, input this into AdvisorClaw and get a completely customized assisted living facility generation done in minutes, where it probably used to take his employees a week, 2 weeks to put something together that was not essentially advisor branded, very subjective in its thinking, very much just data aggregation as opposed to full on analysis. Today used to take 2 weeks, now it takes 5 minutes, and frankly speaking, the output is better. It's more professional, it's more objective, it's more personalized. That's not just time savings, that's a competitive advantage here. And this is what I mean when I say AI isn't just about chatbots. This is a real business process, one that was eating up days of employee time, producing a less than stellar output. Now it's 5 minutes and it's world class, and it's something that other advisors aren't doing. My advisor can now take on more families, deliver better work, sleep better, knowing his presentations are consistent, they're professional, they're objective. And his families win too. They get better decision-making tool that they can actually trust. That's the difference between using AI like a chatbot or building with AI. This isn't a toy. This is a tool. And this is just one example of how it's changed how my advisor's business works.